One thing that I also feel like is that respect should be mutual. Since we've been dealing and going through it, this guy over here decided he no longer wanted to wear his ring.
I feel like once we get to a place where this respect is restored, then we can wear the ring.
So if it was a question from Yandy about your ring, what would your answer be to her?
My concept of wearing a ring is, people together as one. I'm trying to get there.
Not there yet.
But what is the part, the together part or the one part?
Child, y'all, it looks like Mendeecees is finally going back to the love of his life, Erica D. And Yandy is a big mess. You know the only thing keeping her in that struggle bus of a marriage is her pride. And now that Mendeecees has gone and allegedly secretly married the woman that Yandy hates most, she has lost it.
Man, listen, I don't know what to say, man. I feel that we are in a dark place. It's been going on for a while now. If this is going to be, then, you got to take this serious. If it's not, then you got to let it go.
Do you feel you guys are at the point where you may let go?
Yeah.
Is the commitment keeping you more than the love right now?
Absolutely, 1000%. This is supposed to be forever, but it don't have to be forever.
Well, I feel like letting it go is not an option. The thought of life without you, that's not an option for me. I'm just devastated at how he feels. It seems like he's hopeless. Nothing has ever made him say or consider us being apart. I didn't think it was this bad. I'm just worried.
After Mendeecees finished his sentence in prison and Yandy could finally take a break from holding the family down, we thought it was going to be smooth sailing from here on out. Yandy was all about making her marriage work, and they even went to therapy to address the problems within their relationship. But child, a crackpot is going to keep leaking no matter what.
Something that I feel like in DC, where if he builds me up too much, he'll think like I'm too big-headed, and then I'll just feel like I don't want to be with him or I'll leave.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think you're absolutely wrong, and that is not actual facts.
I could get an award from one of the top Black organizations. Let me ask a simple question. But it might be like,
I never say congratulations.
But it might be like, yo, congrats on that. Versus,
I don't even talk like that. First of all,
exactly,
I never even talk like that. Dad, you can't humanize me. What are you talking about?
What would be better is if it was.
Yeah, all right, I'm ready for this scene to be over. This getting dumb. We have grown since I've been incarcerated.
And you watched it.
Yeah, and I'm proud of her.
I think you talk yourself into feeling like, I'm cool, I'm fine. But your behavior says, I'm not really cool with it all. And right now, what I feel like happens in my observation is you kind of take it out on Yandy, I'm gonna be in the car, can we hurry up and go? As opposed to, let's figure out how we can be in this. But what can't keep moving forward, and I hope you agree, is that Yandy feel unsupported by the #1 fan that makes the difference in the world, and that's you.
And now Mendeecees has moved on to Erica, the last person Yandy wants to see him with. Both Erica and Yandy have been going at each other for years because this sorry excuse of a man keeps playing with them both.
He completely denied Yandy. He said that this girl was crazy, that this woman was his in to the music. I had nothing to worry about. And she continuously came around and sat outside in the car crying in the rain and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I mean, something's going on. This lady's not doing this for nothing.
Now, if you've been keeping up with the drama of their lives, you know just how much Yandy hates being wrong. She's far too arrogant and prideful to admit that Mendeecees never really liked her and rarely expressed his love for her. And she's just a pro at pretending that her marriage is perfect. Erica was Mendeecees' girlfriend long before Yandy came into the picture, and even Samantha, Mendeecees' first baby mama, admitted that Erica was the one woman that Mendeecees really loved. They lived together, had matching passports, went on vacations together, and she met his entire family. Erica even looked after little Mendeecees when Samantha and Mendeecees weren't around, to show just how involved she was in their lives. Quote, he never left her alone. I believe that's who he really wants to be with, but Yandy was more successful. End quote. Mendeecees knew what kind of menace he was, and he also knew that he was headed for a rough life. He needed to secure someone with enough resources and connections to hold him down, and that was when he left Erica to attach himself to Yandy. But he always had one foot in the door with Erica, even when he married Yandy. But now that he's out of prison and financially stable enough to be his own man, the streets are saying that he just may have gone ahead and tied the knot with Erica without Yandy knowing anything about it. Which is honestly kind of sad, because Yandy really held this man down, dealt with baby mama drama that she really had no business having to deal with, dealt with the disrespect of his own mama, and even busted her behind to look after his children, only for him to come out and tell her that he was only in the marriage out of obligation, not because he loved her. He also told her, without skipping a beat, that if she were in the same situation he was in, he would not have held her down or taken care of the family.
Roles were reversed. Would you hold me down?
If the shoes was on the other foot, I don't know what I will be able to do.
And that's a problem.
So, Mendeecees finally admitted that he doesn't know if he would have stayed if the roles were reversed, and that's so hurtful because people have said to me, you doing all this, would he do that for you? And I've always combated with, yeah, he would. We love each other. But to hear him sit here in my face and be like, I don't know.
Listen, I'm telling you the truth.
Like, that's so unfair.
Child, I swear, these men buy audacity on sale clearance. Really. Mendeecees and Erica have a child together, so they're bound to have some significant communication. But word is, whenever they meet up, they often did more than just participate in co-parenting dialogue, if you know what I mean. Yandy, on the other hand, has been rubbing it in Erica's face that her son was nothing more than a break baby and that she was a pass-through for Mendeecees. And Erica blames Yandy for being a side piece and ruining her relationship. So when Mendeecees offered to marry her, Erica allegedly jumped at it, even though she was doing so just to spite Yandy and rub it in her face.
You had a baby 10 months behind me. You're the go behind.
And it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. Just like anything that I hear about you, it doesn't matter. You have to just own up to where you are in life and what it is. That man has never claimed you. You ain't never been nothing but a slide. That man has never said you were his girlfriend to anyone.
We got matching passports with the same stamps, vacations.
Listen.
Way back 2004. I put cars, apartments in my name for him.
That's what slides do.
We have the same address legally still to this day.
No,
but
you
go
don't.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, you don't, and you never have.
Actually, I do, boo-boo. I knew Yandy was gonna be on some bullshit because she was running her mouth, as usual, so I came with my receipts. Mendeecees and I traveled the world together, had apartments together. Now tell me.
When things were heating up between Mendeecees and Erica, Yandy had no clue. All she saw was her husband acting up while she was trying to do everything she could to make their relationship work. Now she knows that Mendeecees has been playing in her face the entire time, and Yandy has confronted him for not fighting for their marriage and dismissing all of the sacrifices that she made to get them where they are today. Even though she's seeing everything around her falling apart, the last thing Yandy is going to do is give up without a fight. And she isn't going to let Erica have the last laugh. Yandy has said time and time again that when she marries, it's for life. And allegedly, she is forcing Mendeecees to cut off all communication with Erica when it has nothing to do with their child. And Yandy has been dragging Erica for filth and accusing her of trying to destroy her home because she is nothing more than just a baby mama. But Erica isn't down for the disrespect and is posting old pictures of her and Mendeecees to show that they had always been tight long before Yandy ever came into the picture. The whole thing is complicated, and it doesn't make it much easier for Yandy now that Mendeecees has shown the whole world that he has moved on and his heart is no longer in it. Quote, Mendeecees clearly hates Yandy, and is definitely in the street, but she's so obsessed with him she'll never catch on. She's going to stay in denial every time. End quote. And another quote, how you got them is how you keep them. Yandy knew who he was from the day she met him, and from all his baby mama's stories. This happens when you believe you're the one that can swoop in and fix a broken man. End quote. Yandy is at a point where she can either throw her hands up and move away from this mess, or she can double down and fight for Mendeecees. She's done so much already, and the truth is, there's little she can do when her husband doesn't think that the marriage is worth fighting for. But what do you guys think? Will Yandy divorce Mendeecees for good and go live her life? Or is she going to keep fighting? Share your thoughts in the comments, and make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.